Now, this is on pbs.org, all right? And as y'all see, it says movement to return land taken from Black and indigenous people in the U.S. gains momentum. Now, I want y'all to understand how they worded that. See, they can't just come and just call the so-called Black American indigenous to America. They can't do that. So they worded it a different way. They said the land taken from Black and indigenous people to try to separate the terms. So you won't put Black or put two and two together to say, well, the Black people are the indigenous people. That's why they separated the words. They know exactly what they're doing. And I'm going to prove to you they did it to separate the words, because I'm going to show you the video on who they're talking about with this article.
New today, California is moving to correct a historic injustice when oceanfront property was seized from a Black family almost 100 years ago. Here's coverage of the story from June 27, 1912. The headline there, Colored People's Resort meets with opposition. The photo shows Willa Bruce. She bought the Manhattan Beach property, her family's first plot of land, for $1,225. She and her husband set up a resort that became popular with Black beachgoers. Her family was forced off the land when it was seized under eminent domain, but her descendants have been fighting to get Bruce Beach back ever since. Joining us right now is Chief Dwayne Yellowfeather Shepherd, historian and designated spokesman for the Bruce family. Chief, thank you so much for being with us on this. A major development came last Friday. What are you hearing from Los Angeles County?
Well, Supervisor Janice Hahn has announced that she would like to see the land given back to the Bruce family.
Now, I'm gonna stop it right there just for a quick second. I want y'all to pay attention to his name. His name is Chief Dwayne Yellowfeather Shepherd. And if y'all don't know who this person is, if you watched any movies, you might have saw him because he's an actor. He's played in movies with well-known actors. This man is a chief of the Wampanoag Nation.
The present building there is the lifeguard training facility, and it is owned by the County of Los Angeles, which is the only part of the beach area that is owned by the county. And it just so happens it's sitting directly on our land that was owned by our matriarch, Willa Bruce and Charles Bruce. So she's proposing legislation along with Senator Steve Bradford and Supervisor Holly Mitchell to remove a clause that says that the county cannot transfer the land without first giving it back to the state. So that legislation is going to be introduced tomorrow, hopefully on a fast track with 2/3 vote of the legislature so that we can get the land back in our possession.
Chief, tell us about Willa Bruce and her husband, Charles.
Very enterprising people, started from very meager beginnings and worked their way up to being some very enterprising business owners there in Manhattan Beach. They started out with a lemonade stand, a little hot dog stand, and then they advanced it to having a dining hall, a dance hall, a bathhouse. They sold water novelties there, and they became very prominent people.
The City Council last Tuesday voted against issuing a public apology to descendants of the Bruce family, fearing potential lawsuits here. According to the Los Angeles Times, officials decided instead to issue a statement of acknowledgement and condemnation. But, Chief, would that sit well with the family? Would that be enough?
No, absolutely not. And we're not looking for an apology. We want our property back. We want restitution for the loss of revenue for 96 years that our family would have had, the generational wealth that would have been built up at that time. And we want punitive damages for the city of Manhattan Beach City Council and the police department at that time colluding with the Ku Klux Klan to railroad our people out of there.
So it sounds like, though, this legislation would not address those punitive damages. Does it sound like a lawsuit is imminent?
Yes, it does. I think that Manhattan Beach City Council should start trying to revise their budget, because the roads are not going to be paved, parks are not going to be maintained, and playground equipment is not going to be replaced because the Bruce family deserves to have this rectified. They terrorized our family. There's nothing that can be done to ever replace that. Our people lived only like 5 to 7 years after this because of the stress, and they left in poverty after being very rich people. So we're waiting for this to happen. I think that we're going to be moving forward with a lawsuit